There are moments in life when you look at yourself in the mirror and realize that no one is coming to save you. No miracle, no shortcut, no secret formula. Just you, your will, and your effort. That reflection staring back at you is both your greatest enemy and your greatest ally. Every excuse you make is stealing your future, and every ounce of effort you refuse to give is burying your potential deeper into the ground. Life does not reward half measures. It does not honor those who try and then quit when it hurts. It honors those who bleed, sacrifice, and keep pushing forward when every cell in their body screams to stop. The truth is simple. If you give it your all, every fiber of your being, every drop of sweat, every late night, every early morning, you will win. Maybe not instantly, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually life bends to those who refuse to surrender. Weakness breaks, comfort lies, and fear fades, but persistence carves legends out of ordinary men and women. So stop holding back. Stop waiting for perfect. Stop saving energy for a tomorrow that may never come. Empty yourself today, because when you give it your all, victory becomes inevitable. Life only rewards full commitment. Half effort creates half results. This is a truth that so many people ignore because it is painful to accept. The reality is that the world doesn't care about your excuses, your intentions, or the reasons why you only gave 50%. Results are not determined by what you wanted to do, but by what you actually did. People fail not because they lacked opportunity, but because when opportunity arrived, they gave a fraction of what was required. And fractions never build greatness. You cannot live with hesitation and expect abundance. You cannot train with laziness and expect mastery. You cannot speak of ambition while living with mediocrity. Half effort creates half results, and half results destroy dreams. Think of the people you admire. The champions, the leaders, the names that history remembers. Do you believe for a single second they gave half of themselves? Do you think they woke up one day, did the bare minimum, and somehow the world handed them greatness? Never. They bled for it, sacrificed for it, and dedicated every ounce of themselves to it. That's the difference. They went all in. Most people dabble in their goals like dipping a toe in cold water. They never dive in, never fully commit, and then wonder why life feels unfulfilling. Life does not bend to those who hesitate. It bends to those who say, I will not stop until it is mine. The tragedy is that most people live in this gray area of effort. They give just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive. They put in a little work, then expect massive rewards. They chase comfort over challenge and then wonder why they are not growing. Half effort is poisonous because it convinces you that you are working hard when in truth, you are only scratching the surface. It tricks you into believing you deserve more when you haven't given more. That is the cruel lie of mediocrity. It promises safety, but delivers regret. You must understand this. Full commitment is not just about working harder. It is about dedicating yourself to your vision with complete loyalty. It is burning the bridges of retreat so that there is no way back, only forward. It is training when you're tired, studying when you're distracted, staying disciplined when no one is watching. It is refusing to quit when you fail because failure is not final. It's feedback. When you give all of yourself, you no longer leave your destiny to chance. You seize it. But when you hold back, when you hesitate, when you save energy for tomorrow, you sabotage yourself. You tell life, I am not serious. And life responds accordingly. Opportunities slip away. Dreams dissolve. And your potential remains buried. The worst pain you will ever feel is not physical. It is the pain of knowing you could have been more but chose less. That pain is unbearable because you carry it forever. On the other hand, those who give everything experience a different kind of pain, the pain of exhaustion, the pain of sacrifice, the pain of discipline. But that pain transforms into pride. It transforms into strength. It transforms into the life you want. The sweat dries, the muscles recover, but the results stay. You cannot cheat this law. Half effort will never give you a full life. It will give you fragments, broken pieces of what you could have been. You must decide whether you want comfort or greatness, because you cannot have both. Comfort asks for half of you. Greatness demands all of you. And here is the irony. Comfort feels good in the moment, but leaves you empty in the end, while full commitment feels brutal in the moment, but leaves you fulfilled forever. Every champion, every leader, every successful person has walked this path. They chose to give it all. They chose to pay the price in full, and life paid them back with greatness. So ask yourself, are you giving everything, or are you pretending you are? Be honest, because life will expose the truth. If you want success, You cannot treat it like a hobby. You must treat it like survival, like air, like fire. You must be obsessed enough to refuse anything less than total dedication. Only then will life reward you. Only then will your dreams stop being fantasies and start being reality. The truth is simple. Full effort equals full results. Half effort equals half results. There is no shortcut around this law, no loophole, no exception. Either you go all in or you live with the scraps of what could have been. Choose wisely, because your future depends on the effort you give today. Give life your all and it will open its doors. Hold back and it will slam them shut. The choice is yours, but remember, life only rewards full commitment. Excuses are thieves that steal from your destiny. Every time you make one, you hand over a piece of your future to weakness. Excuses feel comfortable in the moment. They justify your laziness. They soften your failure. They make you believe you are not at fault. But deep down, you know the truth. Every excuse you allow is a lock you put on the door to your dreams. Excuses do not protect you. They imprison you. They are small lies you tell yourself to avoid responsibility, but those small lies grow into chains that keep you stuck in mediocrity. The most dangerous thing about excuses is how believable they sound. I'm tired. I'll start tomorrow. I don't have the resources. It's too hard. These words disguise themselves as logic, but in reality, they are betrayal. They betray the stronger version of you that exists inside. They betray the sacrifices you could have made. They betray the results you could have achieved. Excuses steal silently, little by little, until one day you wake up and realize you've wasted years convincing yourself that you were a victim of circumstance, when in truth you were a prisoner of your own words. Think about this. Destiny does not wait for excuses. Life doesn't pause just because you were tired. Opportunity doesn't knock twice simply because you weren't ready the first time. While you're busy justifying why you can't, someone else is proving that they can. And the world rewards them, not you. The harsh reality is that excuses don't just stop progress, they transfer it. They take what should have been yours and hand it to someone who refused to make them. Your destiny is stolen not by chance, but by choice. Excuses also destroy self-respect. You may convince others for a while, but you can never lie to yourself. Deep inside, you know when you could have tried harder. You know when you quit early. You know when you hid behind an excuse because you didn't want to face discomfort. That knowledge eats at your spirit. It makes you weaker, softer, more doubtful. Every excuse compounds into regret, and regret is the heaviest burden you can carry. It is better to feel the pain of discipline today than the agony of regret tomorrow. To break free from excuses, you must shift your mindset. You must understand that excuses solve nothing. They don't move you closer to your goals, they move you further away. If you want a destiny worth living, you must eliminate excuses from your vocabulary. Replace "I can't" with "I will find a way." Replace "I'm tired" with "I'll rest when the work is done." Replace "I don't know how" with "I'll learn." Excuses focus on problems, but discipline focuses on solutions. The moment you stop giving yourself a way out, you force yourself to find a way forward. Look at the people who have achieved greatness. They didn't arrive at success because life was easy. They didn't have fewer obstacles than you. In fact, many of them had more: poverty, rejection, failure, doubt, pain, but they refused to allow those struggles to become excuses. Instead, they used them as fuel. They turned pain into hunger, rejection into resilience, obstacles into stepping stones. That is why destiny favored them. They chose to fight instead of complain. Excuses are also addictive. The more you use them, the easier they become. Soon you build a habit of running from responsibility, and that habit becomes your identity. You start to believe the lies you tell yourself, and you lower your standards to match them. That is how potential dies, not in one big decision, but in 1,000 small excuses stacked over time. Destiny does not disappear in an instant. It fades every time you choose comfort over commitment, every time you choose words over action. But here is the truth. The power to reclaim your destiny is in your hands. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you take control. Life is brutally honest. It will not bend to your justifications, but it will bend to your effort. You may not control everything, but you control your response. You control whether you fight or fold, whether you commit or complain. The choice is always yours, and that choice shapes your destiny. So kill your excuses before they kill your future. Every time you hear one forming in your mind, crush it with action. If you are tired, Work tired. If you are broke, start with nothing. If you have failed, rise again. The road to destiny is not paved with perfection, it is paved with persistence. Excuses are nothing but detours designed to keep you stuck, but persistence always finds the way through. Your destiny is too valuable to hand over to weakness. Excuses steal, but discipline builds. Excuses paralyze, but action liberates. Excuses give you nothing, but effort gives you everything. Stop surrendering your future to lies. Stand up, push forward, and claim what is yours. Life will only give it to you when you prove you are ready, and proving it requires zero excuses and total commitment. Pain is temporary, but discipline and sacrifice turn into power. This is one of the most important truths you can ever understand if you want to rise above mediocrity and step into greatness. The reason so many people remain weak is not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they refuse to endure the short-term sting of pain. They run from it. They hide behind comfort. They trade long-term strength for short-term relief. But life punishes that mindset. Those who avoid pain never escape it. They just experience it in another form. Regret, weakness, and unfulfilled potential. The pain of regret is permanent, but the pain of discipline is momentary. That's the difference between winners and losers. When you discipline yourself, when you sacrifice, you are choosing a higher form of pain, one that refines instead of destroys. The soreness in your muscles after pushing harder, the fatigue in your mind after long hours of focus, the hunger after sacrificing distractions. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are building strength. Every moment of sacrifice deposits power into your future. Every second of discipline compounds into greatness. The pain may hurt today, but tomorrow it transforms into resilience, into confidence, into an unshakable foundation that no obstacle can break. Most people don't understand this because they live for the present. They are slaves to feelings. If they're tired, they stop. If they're uncomfortable, they quit. If it hurts, they run. They believe pain is the enemy when in reality, pain is the proof that they are on the right path. Pain is the body and mind screaming that you are breaking past limitations. Without it, there is no growth. You cannot expect to evolve by staying comfortable. Diamonds are created under pressure, steel is forged in fire, and strong men and women are built in the furnace of sacrifice. Discipline is choosing to face the pain now so you don't face destruction later. Sacrifice is willingly giving up comfort, pleasure, and ease because you know what you're working toward is far more valuable. These two forces are the bridge between your current self and your future self. Every rep in the gym, every late night of work, every early morning of training, every dollar saved instead of wasted. Those choices might sting in the moment, but they are seeds of power that grow into an unstoppable future. Think about the strongest people you admire. None of them became powerful by avoiding struggle. They endured more than others were willing to endure. They sacrificed more than others were willing to give up. And because of that, they built an unshakable character that cannot be bought, cannot be faked, cannot be replaced. Discipline and sacrifice separate the extraordinary from the ordinary. While everyone else looks for shortcuts, the disciplined endure the grind. While everyone else clings to comfort, the disciplined give it up to build something greater. The beauty of pain is that it always ends. No matter how much it burns in the moment, it passes. Time moves, wounds heal, soreness fades. But what remains after the pain is gone is the strength you earn from it. This is why winners embrace pain while losers fear it. Winners understand that it is temporary, that it is only a step on the way to something greater. Losers mistake it for the final destination and turn back too early. Sacrifice also creates a sense of control over your own life. When you choose discipline, when you willingly give up pleasures, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your impulses. You are not a slave to laziness, to distraction, to weakness. You are the master of your body and your mind. That kind of self-respect builds power that radiates into every area of life. You begin to walk differently, speak differently, think differently, because you know you've paid the price for your strength. The tragedy is that most people never taste this kind of power. They quit at the first sign of discomfort. They think pain is a signal to stop when in reality, it is a test to see how badly they want it. They sell their potential cheaply, trading it for a few hours of comfort, a few moments of ease. Then, when life gets harder, they break because they never forged themselves in the fire of discipline. But those who endure, those who sacrifice, those who keep moving forward when it hurts, they become unbreakable. So when pain comes, do not run. Welcome it. Understand it is not there to destroy you, but to shape you. Discipline yourself to keep going when others quit. Sacrifice distractions, sacrifice comfort, sacrifice excuses. Because in return, life will give you strength, resilience, confidence, and power. And that power will last long after the pain is gone. Pain is temporary, but discipline and sacrifice turn into power. If you are willing to pay the price, if you are willing to endure the temporary suffering, you will build a future that no one can take away. Comfort fades, pleasure fades, pain fades, but the strength you create by enduring them remains forever. That is the true exchange, and it is one worth everything. Comfort destroys potential, struggle builds champions. This is the law of life that so many refuse to accept, yet it explains why the majority live quietly unfulfilled, while a few rise to extraordinary heights. Comfort feels safe, but it is poison. It seduces you with ease, distracts you with pleasures, and convinces you that you're fine where you are. But every day you sit in comfort, your potential withers away. Muscles unused grow weak, minds unchallenged grow dull, and spirits untested grow fragile. Comfort whispers, stay here, relax, you've done enough. But that whisper is the death sentence for greatness. Nothing magnificent is born from comfort. Champions are not molded in safety, they are forged in fire. Struggle is the raw material of champions. Every great story, every legend, every hero you've ever admired was built on struggle. They endured rejection, failure, pain, and hardship, and it was precisely those struggles that hardened them, sharpened them, and prepared them to conquer. Struggle is the training ground for greatness. It demands resilience. It forces growth. It teaches lessons that comfort never could. Champions understand this truth. They don't run from struggle, they seek it. They know that the weight of struggle builds strength. The repetition of sacrifice builds discipline, and the endurance through pain builds character. Most people misunderstand struggle. They see it as a curse, a punishment, something unfair. They say, why me? They complain, they shrink, they look for shortcuts. But those shortcuts lead nowhere. Struggle is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Every obstacle in your path is an invitation to grow stronger. Every failure is a lesson wrapped in disguise. Every hardship is shaping you into someone capable of carrying the weight of success. Without struggle, you are unprepared. Without struggle, you are fragile. Without struggle, you will break the moment life pushes back. Comfort feels like peace, but it's really decay. It robs you silently, day by day, until one day you look around and realize you've been standing still while the world moved forward. Struggle, on the other hand, feels brutal in the moment, but leaves you with strength, resilience, and wisdom that cannot be bought or faked. That is why the people who run from struggle never achieve greatness, while those who embrace it become unstoppable. Champions are not luckier, smarter, or more gifted than everyone else. They are simply the ones who endured more, sacrificed more, and fought through more than others were willing to face. The irony is that struggle is temporary, but the strength it builds is permanent. The pain fades, the exhaustion passes, the wounds heal, but the lessons and power remain. Comfort is the opposite. Temporary pleasure that leaves you permanently weaker. When you choose comfort over struggle, you are essentially choosing weakness over strength, mediocrity over greatness, regret over legacy. And regret is the heaviest weight you will ever carry. Look at anyone who has achieved true greatness. Athletes, leaders, creators, warriors. Their paths were not easy. They were paved with pain and sacrifice. They faced moments where quitting would have been easier, but they didn't quit. They pressed forward, and the struggle that could have destroyed them instead became the very thing that built them. That is the essence of a champion, not avoiding hardship but mastering it, not escaping struggle but thriving in it. So ask yourself, are you chasing comfort or are you chasing growth? If you choose comfort, you are choosing a slow death, a life where your dreams suffocate under the weight of excuses. If you choose struggle, you choose life, growth, and the chance to become something extraordinary. The world does not reward those who stay comfortable. It rewards those who step into the fire willingly and come out stronger. Every day you are faced with the choice between comfort and struggle. Every workout you skip, Every opportunity you ignore, every excuse you make is comfort winning. Every push through fatigue, every failure you learn from, every sacrifice you make is struggle shaping you into something greater. Champions are not born. They are built. And the building process is never comfortable. It is painful, relentless, and demanding, but it is the only way to unlock your true potential. Comfort destroys potential. Struggle builds champions. If you want to rise above average, if you want to stand as a force to be reckoned with, you must abandon comfort and embrace struggle. You must welcome it as the path that transforms you. Pain is not your enemy. Wasted potential is. Struggle is not punishment. It is opportunity. And comfort is not safety. It is the silent killer of greatness. Choose wisely, because every choice you make is shaping the person you are becoming. Struggle now, and you will live as a champion. Choose comfort, and you will die with your potential still inside you. If you give everything you have, success is not a possibility. It's a certainty. This is the truth that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Too many people treat success as if it were a lottery ticket, something you might win if luck chooses you. They sit back, waiting for the stars to align, for the right opportunity to knock, for someone else to hand them a breakthrough. But success does not belong to the lucky. It belongs to the relentless. It belongs to those who leave nothing on the table, who pour every ounce of energy, focus, and effort into their pursuit. When you give everything, success stops being a gamble and becomes inevitable. The problem is that most people never truly give everything. They give a little effort, enough to feel like they're trying, but not enough to demand results. They dabble. They start strong, but quit when the process gets hard. They treat goals like hobbies instead of missions. And then they wonder why their life doesn't change. The truth is simple. Half effort produces half results, but full effort guarantees transformation. Success does not come to the person who tries. It comes to the one who commits fully, without hesitation, without excuses, without retreat. Giving everything means more than working hard. It means living with absolute commitment. It means making sacrifices others refuse to make. It means staying disciplined when no one is watching. It means showing up every single day, even when you are tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. It means betting on yourself so completely that failure is not an option, because you refuse to stop until you win. That kind of intensity is rare, but it is the key. The world cannot deny someone who refuses to quit, someone who is willing to bleed, sweat, and sacrifice everything for their vision. Look at history's great achievers, the ones remembered for centuries. None of them treated their ambitions casually. They gave their entire being to their craft, their mission, their cause. They didn't give what was convenient. They gave what was required. That's why they stood above the rest. Life eventually bows to those who refuse to back down. Success is not a matter of if, but when for the person who gives everything. It might take years, it might take decades, but inevitability is on their side because total commitment always yields results. The reason most people never taste that certainty is because they hold back. They save energy for later, as if tomorrow is promised. They keep a safety net, a backup plan, a soft option, so they don't have to feel the pressure of going all in. But safety nets don't catch dreams, they kill them. You cannot keep one foot in comfort and one foot in ambition. If you want everything, you must give everything. Success does not tolerate hesitation. There is also a deeper transformation that happens when you give your all. It changes your identity. You stop being the kind of person who wonders if and become the kind of person who declares when. Confidence is no longer fragile because it is built on evidence. You know you're doing the work. You know you're making the sacrifices. You know you're earning the outcome. That inner certainty radiates outward and opportunities begin to align with you. Success becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because effort and faith combine into unstoppable momentum. The path of giving everything is not easy. It is exhausting, demanding, and often lonely, but it is also liberating. There is no torment greater than knowing you could have done more. That regret is unbearable. But when you have given everything, you live with peace because win or lose, you know you left nothing behind. And here's the paradox. When you give absolutely everything, you never truly lose. Even if the goal shifts, even if the outcome changes, the strength, discipline, and resilience you build guarantee victory in another form. That is why total effort always leads to success. It shapes you into someone who cannot be denied. Success is not a game of chance. It is a test of commitment. If you hold back, you may never know what you're capable of. But if you pour every drop of yourself into your vision, if you refuse to quit, if you grind past exhaustion, if you sacrifice without hesitation, then success will come. Not maybe, not someday. It will come because the world has no choice but to reward someone who refuses to surrender. So stop treating success like a possibility. Stop hoping, wishing, and waiting. Decide today that you will give everything you have. Decide that no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many failures you endure, you will not stop until you win. When you live with that level of commitment, the outcome is guaranteed. If you give everything you have, success is not a possibility. It's a certainty. When the dust settles and the noise of the world fades, the only question that will matter is this: did you give everything you had? Not some, not most, but everything. Because if you did, there is no scenario where you lose. Life does not cheat those who pour out their soul. It may test you, it may break you down, it may drag you through storms and darkness, but it cannot deny you forever. Every ounce of pain, every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every battle you endure is not wasted. It is building a foundation of victory beneath your feet. That is why the man who gives everything never fears the outcome, because he knows that success is no longer a matter of chance. It is already written. Your destiny belongs to you, but only if you are willing to pay the full price. Stop holding back. Stop saving energy for tomorrow. Stop protecting yourself from struggle. Empty yourself into your mission, because when nothing is left inside you except determination, the world will have no choice but to bend. Remember this truth until it becomes your heartbeat. If you give everything you have, success is not a possibility. It's a certainty.